Sorry, I'm on the ball. I want to get through this shit.
Yeah.
This fucking episode.
I thought Mr. Sid was recording before we started.
It's okay. I am.
Welcome, by the way.
Welcome
to the
Loincloth Hour.
A podcast where two hosts, but usually three hosts, I guess, these days, talk about cartoons and how we were turned on by them and had weird sexual awakenings.
Yes. We analyze our various cartoon media under a queer lens, and it's pretty cool. And I'm glad you're here to listen to us do it on this lovely day.
Thank you so much for listening.
Mwah.
Well, we don't know it's going to be a sunny day for them. They could be listening to this anytime.
Listen, it's sunny, rain, night, day. There's always time for the gay.
Yeah, and there's always time for the Loincloth Hour.
Indeed. Okay, so.
Okay, let's say who we are.
Okay.
I'm Manicorn.
Yeah. I'm Sid.
I'm Huron.
And we are the three amigos.
The Three Musketeers.
The Three Musketeers.
Three compadres?
Yes.
Is that Daffy's boyfriends?
No, that's the Three Caballeros.
The Three Caballeros, yes, of course.
I thought that was Donald Duck's. Wait.
Oh,
right. Yeah, you're right.
Daffy, they're all ducks, okay?
I knew what he meant!
We had the right idea. We're a little confused, but we had the spirit.
I'm amazed that I've never seen, Donald and Daffy, slash fiction or, artwork. You know what I mean? Because I feel like they're very similar in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
And we know that they were together in Roger Rabbit, because they had that piano sequence together.
Yeah, they did.
So we know that they know each other.
We do.
And they've probably made out.
You would rather talk about...
When they got drunk, they made out a couple times.
You would rather talk about duck-on-duck slash fiction than the Gargoyles episode?
I'd rather talk about anything other than the Silver Falcon.
Well,
which is the episode we're going to be covering today.
You don't want to cover it, but how much notes did you take?
I took about... Okay, I don't know. I have to look. I took enough notes.
Because I was like, if you're not motivated, you don't need to take so many notes on it.
I took as many notes as I thought was appropriate.
Okay, fair enough.
You took more notes than usual.
Oh my god!
I better not know. I tried to take fewer, because I was like, it doesn't matter. I already write down every single thing. It's fine. Everything's fine.
You're just a little
love this episode.
note boy. You're a note taker.
So who wants to get started?
Listen, you're the one with the most notes. It's gonna be on you.
I guess.
Okay, well,
we'll start with a recap.
Let's previously on Gargoyles. What's the first thing that we see, boys and girls, mostly boys?
Let's see. Dracon talking in his weirdly wispy voice like this.
It's so creepy.
Yes. The absolute first thing we see is surrounded by his four boyfriends.
Yes.
It's our problematic favorite is back. Bisexual disaster. Icon, crime lord, beautiful skunk hair shampoo model.
No, he does not have skunk hair yet.
Does he get it in this episode?
He has it in this episode, but he does not have it in the previously on.
So how?
In between,
sometimes things happen.
So according to Greg, he decided that Dracon had gotten so frightened by the gargoyles.
Oh, that's right.
That his hair turned partially white.
My theory is that he's just a really big fan of Rogue from the X-Men and was like, I want to do that. Or he's into Polgara from those David Eddings books. White streaks in the hair is cool. And he's a fashion icon, as we've already established.
From a more meta standpoint, Greg confirmed it was because Dracon looked too generic and he needed to fix it.
I mean, does this really help?
I mean, you immediately called him skunk haired, so clearly it did.
I think it really manifests his character.
It hadn't switched on me that he hadn't already had skunk hair before. I didn't detect there was any difference in his appearance.
This is his induction into furryhood. He has a skunk sona, That's his.
He would have a stunt persona.
He's like, yeah, I'm just the baddest skunk in the town. We're outdoing the town.
Outdoing the town.
Outdoing the town.
So I only wrote down 2 quotes from this part, and one of them is outdoing the town, and the other is when he says, "Something on your mind, honey," which is like
he's so weird.
Yeah.
Like who the fuck?
He's
Any
such a
generic
weird person.
female cop, he just like immediately starts like throwing out the honeys and the sugars and all the other spices.
Sugar. All the other spices. Ginger. I'm surprised he hasn't laid down any gingers yet. But that's all I wrote down for this. But I know that like basically we just see the events of Deadly Force over again, where we see Dracon committing crimes and gun smuggling and such. And the other thing we see, the other person who we see.
Oh, yeah, so we see Matt Bluestone.
Matt Bluestone is here to ruin our day.
Who is babbling on about the Illuminati, and Alyssa's like, I don't care.
They're called the Illuminati.
I don't care.
They control everything.
I don't care.
Okay, so who is Matt Bluestone? Let's remind everyone.
Yeah.
He wears tidy whities.
Yeah. He does.
What else do we know
confirmed.
about him?
He's obsessed with the Illuminati.
He looks like
and he's Elisa's partner.
he looks like he's made out of clay sometimes.
He does look like he's made out of like. I feel like if Clayface from Batman was like disguising himself as a human, he'd look like Matt Bluestone.
I feel
Because it's easy for him to just have those smooth features.
I mean, he kind of Matt's presence in Gargoyles reminds me of like James' presence in Twin Peaks.
Is he the guy who's like he's always talking about leaving the town and we're like, God, yes, please leave?
Yeah. I'm surprised you forgot his name because the whole time we watched it, we were just like complaining about it.
Like, okay, if I don't like someone, they're deleted from my mind pretty
Okay.
soon after
That's
contact.
that's your coping
Yeah,
mechanism.
we discovered this with Zach.
Zach Allen from Babylon 5, who I thought was not in the show after season 3, but it turns out he's in the entire show, and I just forgot he
And he
existed.
keeps getting larger and larger roles throughout the rest of the show.
Babylon 5 fans, chime in. Send us emails with your thoughts on Zach Allen and how he's as bad as Matt Bluestone. or worse, I don't know. They'd have the showdown.
I think with Matt, we at least get the liberty of him not appearing in every episode.
Yeah.
Okay, also, like, real talk, but speaking of things I've forgotten, I had forgotten most of this episode before I even started recording, and I thought Matt Bluestone was, like, in the entire thing. He's barely even in this episode.
That's what I kept trying to tell you.
And I even tweeted, I was like, I'm not looking forward to recording this Matt Bluestone heavy episode, and it's just like no one has chimed in yet and be like, he's not really even in it very much though. Which, thankfully everyone's been very kind to me about that.
Yeah, well, it's just the saving grace at the point of no return, so...
Yeah, it's not my favorite episode, but at least Matt Bluestone's only in, 5 minutes.
Yeah, this episode, I mean, stuff happened in it. It was kind of cool, I guess. It was nice to see Broadway and Elisa bro out some more this whole episode, but that's really the highlight of it.
That is true. Yes, this is a Broadway and Elisa-centric episode, which is one of the unusual things about it. And also, the other Gargoyles aren't even in it.
No, they're not.
Broadway's the only one who's in it, which I do think that's interesting. I'm glad that he got a spotlight episode.
After the events of Deadly Force, they wanted to build about how Broadway and Elisa have grown since then. Not really,
yes.
Just in terms of their friendship and everything. How Broadway kind of wants to make up for his past mistakes and also be there for Elisa.
Right. In a lot of ways, this is a sequel to Deadly Force.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Except with less trauma and more gangsters.
Less trauma, more gangsters, more hot Broadway in a trench coat.
Yeah. No, I like that thing you pointed out to where it's characters who don't wear a lot of clothes most of the time. Sometimes wearing more clothes makes them look hotter for some reason. Like, it's
I don't think that was me. I think that was that Spiffy who said that?
No, it was absolutely
Spiffy
you, because you were talking about the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, like, wearing, like, trench coats and towels.
So, yeah, in the past, I'm sure I've brought that up. But, yeah, the Spiffy left a comment on one of our tweets saying that as well.
I like that one comment he left where you posted, like, the picture of Broadway in a trench coat in the shadows, and Spiffy just said, like, oh, it's a serial flasher. People have been searching for this guy for months.
I didn't see that one. I only saw the It's Broadway one.
Spiffy.
Isn't it Broadway?
Once we get to Broadway in the trench coat, I will have thoughts
Spiffy
regarding
is just, like, so funny.
flashing, which I will fill you in on at the appropriate time. But I will save them until that part of the episode.
Okay. So we have to, like, begin this recap.
Okay. You know, it's going to be quick this time. We're going to fly through.
Yeah.
Hold on to your butts,
We still haven't even
everybody.
made it through the preview.
We have. The preview is over. Preview's on Gargoyles. We know what happened. We know everything. We're all caught up.
Well, 'twas a dark and stormy night.
Yes, the episode starts
As usual.
on a dark and stormy night, which is the same fucking line that I started my recap with. Hiran. Thank you.
It's fine.
It's
fine.
Our minds working the same as usual. So it's raining. There's thunder. We see what looks like an abandoned warehouse, and there's a mysterious silhouette walking up to it who undoes the padlock. It is Demona. No, it's Matt Bluestone. I fucking wish it was Demona.
I wish. I'm gonna do that thing where it just, like, the Inception sounds and it zooms in on her, like, cropped out head and everything. I loved doing that so much yesterday. I was just cackling to myself in my room for, like, an hour after I made that.
Yes. We posted an unusual amount of shit posts yesterday to the Loincloth Hour Twitter, and I truly had a good time. But okay, Matt goes inside. It's messy. There's like shit everywhere, upended file cabinets, giant gears. Like, I don't know what this building.
I think it's supposed to be a factory.
Okay, I guess it's a factory. I guess. But he sees there's a trap door with like light shining up from below, and it's open. So like Matt starts heading towards it when suddenly like 1,000 floodlights come on and blind him. And we see, like, a very Tony Drayton-shaped silhouette. We don't know who this is. But, yeah, who is she? And he says, "Glad you could make it, Detective Bluestone." And then one of his evil boyfriends advances on Matt with, like, a gun. And that's all we see of him. Okay. Matt is dead.
But can we discuss those floodlights for a moment?
Sure.
Oh, my God, were they weird-looking. There's, like, 8 or 9 floodlights all arranged, and they're all different sizes, but they're all like right next to each other, and they form like that optometrist thing you see in the eye doctor office, and they're just pointing down at them. I'm just like, what is this?
I'm glad you're pointing that out, because now I'm thinking of like Tony Drayton being all like ominous and preparing for this like ominous entrance.
How long did it take him to set this up?
He's like telling Glass, and it's like, I want you to go to the store, I want you to get me like a bunch of like floodlights. For like an ominous presence. What kind? Any kind. I don't care.
Halogen. Whatever. What wattage?
I just need to blind like the first like person that comes in.
We're gonna turn it on exactly once and then never again.
If like and if we're doing like a noir episode this time, we have to make it right. Like we're.
Oh my god. Speaking of noir, okay, we then cut to
a gun.
There is
firing.
a black and white movie playing, yes, and there's a mobster shooting a gun, then running down an alley. So, did you guys notice, like, that this mobster, this is gonna sound weird, he is sort of dummy thick.
He is.
Did you, were you also checking out, like, his butt?
Well, there's a reason for that, and that's because this is a real movie.
Yes, with a real dummy thick actor.
Yes.
Wait, do you mean it's based on a real movie in our world?
What movie?
What?
The whole movie, the movie that this entire episode is a pache of.
Well,
The Maltese Falcon?
Yeah.
I haven't seen that movie.
that would
Starring
have.
Humphrey Bogart from
I'm
1941.
sure if we saw the movie, it would have made our notes much more insightful. But since we
And much
didn't,
longer, probably.
since we didn't, we're just gonna wing it. Not knowing.
Okay, have you
movie
seen The Maltese
references.
Falcon, Huron?
Only bits and pieces of it. I wanted to watch it, but like it's hard to find old movies.
I
it
think
turns
I've
out.
seen the ending of it. It was on Turner Classic one day when we had
Yeah.
Turner Classic. So if you, our listener, has seen The Maltese Falcon, please write in and tell us all the ways this episode references that movie. We're doing fine today. We're doing great.
I've seen like Goodfellas.
I know one way it
I've
references
seen
it.
Good Feathers.
I am prepared to explain.
Honestly, I don't know if I've seen any mobster movie in my entire life. Like, I haven't even seen The Godfather.
I
Like, I've
love
seen
monster
nothing.
movies. Not gonna lie.
Yeah?
I mean, like
Cool.
I like The Godfather. I like Goodfellas, and there's like 2 of them, right? That's the only ones that matter.
Yeah, probably.
But Haran, you were saying something, I think.
Oh, well, so continuing very slightly, we have the mobster who's running, and all of a sudden, a detective or something of the like goes,
Detective, fellow mobster, like some guy, some handsome man.
who is
A
definitely
movie
based on
star.
Humphrey Bogart,
Yes.
kicks down a fire escape to like slam it into this guy and knock him down.
On his butt.
Yep.
His big butt. Mm-hmm. And then this Dick Tracy looking individual, he starts like smack talking. He says, "You made one mistake, Louis. You messed with my partner. And when someone messes with your partner, you're supposed to do something about it."
Man,
And
I want to.
So that line, for the record,
is that a line from the Maltese Falcon?
Yes.
Oh my god.
So the Maltese Falcon is about Sam Spade, who you've probably heard of, despite not having seen it.
I have heard that name.
Yeah. So the actual line in the movie was, "You made one mistake. You killed my partner, and when someone kills your partner, you're supposed to do something about it."
Oh my god. Okay.
So like they had to tone it down for Gargoyles, but
Yes,
Yeah.
because we don't have killing in this show.
No.
We
Definitely
have
not.
messing with.
Nah.
Nah. Were you trying to say something, Sid?
No, I like the scene where he spits out his toothpick. I like the frames of it, and I kind of want to reverse it in like a YouTube form to make it look like he's conjuring the
See-
toothpick into his mouth.
if I remember correctly, that was a cigarette in the original movie. But do not quote me on that one.
Okay.
Very interesting. See, we have some facts here. We did our research.
Yeah.
So from there, the view switches to Elisa's apartment, and we see this is the movie was something Broadway is watching on her TV. I just see this like comes over to hang out with her sometimes. Like I love them.
Yeah,
they're so
they're
cute
great.
together. And Elisa, she's talking on the phone with Captain Chavez, her boss, and she's saying, "Well, Matt, maybe he took personal time to look for Bigfoot or something." And then Captain Chavez replies, "Officer Bluestone's trivial pursuits aside."
Oh my god.
He hasn't checked in for 48 hours. Like, I love how they both fucking hate Matt Bluestone. And just, like, talk shit about him. Like, he's fucking, like, missing. Like, possibly, something's happened to him. They don't know. And they're just like, okay, but before we get into that, let's talk about how he's fucking annoying. And that we don't like working with him.
He's like...
And how he bugs us all the time.
He's like the annoying little brother for the entire, like, police force in this show.
I think so. Yeah, like, how many people has he approached by now about the Illuminati? And they're like, okay, well, we have to go catch some criminals now. Like, they make up any excuse just get away from him.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I don't really have anything to add on that. I mean, he is a pain in the ass.
He is. So anyway, so Elisa, she suggests that she'll just swing by Matt's apartment, see if he's there. And during this part, we also see her getting out her gun, which is now in a locked container she keeps in a drawer. Like, she doesn't keep it out in the open anymore.
I think that's very important that they show that, to show like where things have kind of grown. I mean, I think we already saw it in that one episode where Damona just like crashes through her ceiling, that she keeps
Ciao.
But we also do get to see it here exercised, and Broadway being in the same room is, I guess, also important to that equation. Just shows where she's taking gun safety a little more seriously now.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and I know that was very purposeful on the sake of the showrunners. Like they made sure anytime Elisa was shown with her gun in her apartment after that, it was always like following procedure, so to speak.
Yeah.
So Broadway goes over to her and he's like, "So Matt's missing, huh?" And she made some comment like she was surprised he could even hear that since he was like watching the movie. And he's like, "Ears like these don't miss much because everything on Broadway is big, big ass, big dick, big ears, big everything."
You know what they say about guys with big ears, eh?
Yeah, that they can hear a lot.
Yeah.
So she says like, sorry, she has to run out, but if he wants company, he can bring the movie back to the clock tower. And then he says like, nah, Brooklyn and Lexington got dibs on the VCR tonight. Which like,
what are they doing?
The first thought I had was that they were watching porn.
Yeah,
and it's and like it's like their date night, so Broadway's giving them space like a good boyfriend.
Yeah,
like that was my first immediate thought.
Yeah, cause
I don't know.
You know what is
else,
it?
I don't know what else.
What are they doing with this VCR that requires Broadway to give them space? You know.
Exactly. Like either that or they're watching like I don't know
something that wouldn't interest Broadway because Broadway.
They're watching Adult Swim. No, that wasn't a thing yet.
Yeah.
They're watching Space Ghost Coast to Coast.
Ah. Yes.
So anyway, so I think he tries to like go with her, but she's like, "No, don't, goodbye," and she just leaves. So we go then to Matt's apartment. Did you have something to add?
I just wanted to say, before he asks to go with her, he does like the cutest throat clearing he's ever done.
Wasn't that like before he talked about Brooklyn and Lexington, which also made me very suspicious. I was like, why is he like? Is that because he was like making up an excuse for why he couldn't bring the movie back because he wanted to help her instead? Is that what that was supposed to mean?
There's a lot of implication.
I don't know. Like I don't think he was lying.
Because otherwise, it just means that he's like trying to think of a way to avoid telling her Brooklyn and Lex are having sex right now, and I don't want to like interrupt them.
Listen, there's a lot of possibilities. It's not really explored upon, but I mean, I think we're doing the scene justice here by like putting the subtext together.
There's a lot of subtext.
I didn't really take any notes on this scene or any scene whatsoever, but like my opinion, that could be a possibility. Maybe Lexington has Brooklyn watching some kind of like sci-fi movie that Broadway just doesn't really feel interested in. Sci-fi porn, like Mass Effect or something.
Like Mass Effect?
Yeah.
Okay, Lexington would be the biggest Mass
He
Effect
would!
fan.
Yeah.
I know for a fact he would.
And then Brooklyn would be like, I want to play God of War. Give me the controller. No, I had
Brooklyn
it first.
Brooklyn would simp for Ashley.
Yeah.
Oh God.
The worst character.
Ew.
And then he'll see Miranda's ass and just forget all about Ashley until Mass Effect 3 again, where he's like, okay, wait, can I romance both of them? It's like every straight bro gamer that's into Mass Effect, he's like, that's what Brooklyn would be.
That's the story of Mass Effect.
Yeah.
It is. There's a lot of sex. A lot of alien sex, mind you.
Hot.
Yeah.
So Matt's apartment is completely fucked. Everything's knocked over. There's like lamps askew, shelves dumped out. It's been ransacked. And there's a man with a ski mask inside.
Dude,
who's
Matt's
going through,
into
like,
some kinky shit.
Papers. Yeah, like, this means he also definitely found all of Matt's weird porn and like sex toys.
Why does Matt have like 2 paintings of like guns in his like...
I'm so glad you fucking noticed that because I was trying to bring that up! Okay. Like, the art on the walls is all, like, extremely generic. Like, it makes me think it just came with the apartment. But there's 2 pictures of guns, framed pictures, hanging on his wall. And it's not just two pictures of guns. It's two pictures of what looks like the same gun. Like, can we explain this?
I can't. I mean, the best I can come up with is that Matt is like a gun nut. These look like semi-automatic guns from like they definitely have a kind of grip on them to where they wouldn't just be like a normal pistol. They look like submachine guns.
So I do have one gun nut friend who does have a photo or a picture of a gun on the wall. However, it's a like blueprint etching where it's like, you know,
that's
shows
cool.
all the dimensions and everything and assembly instructions and all that. Like, I've seen that. I've never seen just a photo of a gun and nothing else.
Two photos. Two of the same photos.
And like, I've seen people with pictures of them at a shooting range or hunting or something. But like, just the gun?
Just gun.
I really wish. I feel like they could have gotten a little more creative with Matt's apartment layout. I feel like instead of guns, they should have had like pictures of like cryptids or some shit.
Yeah, I feel like this was an opportunity to like sort of indirectly explore Matt's character, but we really don't get an impression.
Yeah, because Matt's
of him at all
fucking
from
bland.
this place.
There is no character other than he likes.
Like, but this was a chance for them to make him slightly less bland.
Yeah,
and they just didn't.
I'm
bother
looking
to do
at
that.
like the rest of the layout in the other shots, and he also has like a picture of a generic picture of the beach, a generic picture of like the desert. This is like motel art.
Exactly. Yeah.
It's so tasteless. Just like I would
like
expect.
unless
Matt.
this is just meant to show us that Matt
It's
is an
tasteless.
extremely boring person.
And then
tasteless.
there's like one unreadable like certificate that we see before we see any of the pictures.
Yeah, it's probably like his kindergarten diploma that he has.
Perfect attendance in kindergarten. What a good boy.
What kind of weird porn do you think they found in his closet while they were
Dude,
ransacking
I feel like
this place?
God, what wouldn't Matt be into? Like, I feel like God,
Slender Man stuff.
Yeah. I wasn't prepared to like psychoanalyze Matt Bluestone's sexuality today, but I mean, I guess I'm here for that now.
We are.
Because Matt is very generic and not really. I don't have a lot to work off of with him. I feel like
See, that's his trick. That's probably how he likes it. So like people don't know what to expect from him or what he's capable of.
I think that's it, because there's that scene in like the Sherlock BBC series where he, you know, because like they have all these weird sequences where he's like psychoanalyzing
In his
everybody.
mind palace.
His mind palace. God, it's so bad, that line. But anyways, he walks into that one episode where they're dealing with like the one woman who's like a total lesbian, but then she's like, oh, but I'm straight for Sherlock because he's so smart.
Oh yeah, she was the Raven Darkholme character.
Yeah. That
Nice.
scene where he first meets her and he walks in the room, she's just like completely naked, sitting in a chair, and you see like all the edits of like him trying to analyze her, but it's just question marks everywhere.
No.
And that's-
yeah. So that's if
that's-
he tried
that's-
to analyze Matt Bluestone, the same thing.
That's
would
how
happen.
I am feeling right now, trying to analyze Matt Bluestone. Like what?
In your own mind palace.
What? You probably like weird alien sex. That's my best consensus.
Okay. Well, we'll see. We'll see if that pans out over the course of this episode. Spoiler: it won't.
Okay.
There's a mysterious winged silhouette out on the window ledge.
It's
Who is he?
Demona.
Who is he? It's Demona.
It's
She's
Demona.
everywhere today. But no, it's Broadway.
It's Broadway.
And
To be
he's
fair,
now in a trench coat.
I feel like this is the first time where they weren't actually trying to confuse us with the silhouette.
Why make it a silhouette?
Because
then?
It
it's
wasn't even a full
noir.
silhouette. He was already partially colored in.
They just
It
didn't
was-
want to finish
It was
coloring
just the
it.
aesthetic they were going
Yes,
for.
there's just the noir aesthetic. Yeah,
Exactly.
that's true.
Yeah,
true.
that's what they're
Where did
going
he get
for.
the trench coat from?
He bought it.
Elisa's closet.
I've never seen her in that. I bet she looked good in it, but we've never seen her wearing this.
Maybe it was like a disguise. How would it fit Broadway?
Well,
Yeah,
it
it's
doesn't
pretty
really
big.
fit Broadway.
Oh yeah, that's true. Because it does.
It's a little tight on him,
Yeah.
well,
like in a sexy
he's
way.
trying. He's rocking it.
Yeah, I think he looks exceptionally good in this trench coat, and I sort of wish he kept this look for the rest of the show, because I think it looks really good.
Yeah, it does. But, alas, what happens to any clothes that the Gargoyles try to wear?
Yeah, we're gonna see that happen over the course of this episode. So
Yeah.
Elisa gets there, she's knocking on the door, calling inside, which of course alerts the guy who's in there.
The ski mask.
Yeah, when she doesn't get an answer, she gropes around for Matt's key, which is right on the top of his door frame where anyone could get it, which that's a terrible place to keep your key, but I guess that's just what people do. Inside the apartment, the guy pulls out a gun, which Broadway sees, so he immediately just rips open the window, runs inside.
Yeah, because he's this is a situation where Elisa might get shot, and he doesn't want that in the slightest.
Nope, we already did that once. But Elisa hears that happening, so she kicks the door in, just in time to have to immediately duck down because Broadway's throwing the guy straight through the doorway, where he hits the opposite wall.
Yes,
Yeah.
Pal Joey.
Huh?
Pal Joey.
Is that another Maltese Falcon thing?
No,
What is?
Pal Joey is the name of the guy that he's throwing through the door.
Did they ever say that in this episode?
Yes, and in previous episodes. This guy gets dropped.
Wait, he's been in previous episodes?
And he'll be in future episodes.
Was he one of Drayton's boyfriends?
Yes, he's one of Dragon's boyfriends.
Okay, I didn't recognize him. Wait, I don't... Okay, you'll have to point out to me when they say his name, because I was trying to pay attention.
It's fine.
So they mention his name in another scene where he's not wearing the ski mask.
Yeah.
There's something weirdly sexy about a guy who breaks into your apartment wearing a ski mask. Anyways, let's go on with the episode.
I tried to think of something to say,
There's
but
nothing.
I couldn't get
couldn't.
anywhere.
There's nothing. Listen, that's just it's fine. Just pointing
Okay,
that out
but
there.
I did once go out with a guy. This is while I was in Texas. And I did actually live out an intruder fantasy.
Ooh.
I had him enter where I lived, early in the morning, and he did wear a ski mask. This is super dangerous, by the way, because I had roommates at the time.
Oh.
So I'm lucky nothing went wrong. But yeah, so then I'd have to play the guy who was oh, who are you? Oh, get out of my house. And then there was spanking involved. So yeah, I just thought I'd throw that. You're not alone, Sid. We all
Okay,
have weird,
good.
embarrassing,
I'm glad.
intruder fantasies.
It's valid. It's a valid kink to have. Okay. All right.
Yeah, so the guy, he gets up from being thrown against the wall. He starts running. Elisa pulls out her gun. She's "Stop where you are!" But before she can shoot, Broadway gets in her way and is "Got you covered, partner!" before he runs after him.
I love that long sigh she gives afterwards.
She looks at the ceiling
done.
and is "Why?"
She's having an existential
what have I
crisis.
done? What did I do in a previous life that led to this occurring?
Because of course she has no idea that she was about to get shot if he hadn't intervened.
Yeah, that's
true.
He did kind of just save her ass.
Mm-hmm. So there's a long scene. The masked guy runs into the elevator. Broadway tries to get there, but the door's closed. Then he destroys the doors to open it. The elevator's going down by then. He jumps on the elevator. He's "Here's Johnny!" He opens it up, and the guy's "Whoa!"
He stops the elevator with his bare hands.
Right? Yes. He grabs the
Cables.
The cables.
Yes, and crazy shit happens.
The whole thing is shot from the Pal Joey's perspective too, and it's all very horror movie-esque.
Yeah.
It made me think of Jurassic Park when they can see the water vibrating because the dinosaur is coming.
Yeah.
But it ends in the guy just being thrown back up, out of the elevator, back into the hallway. And then Elisa is just "What the fuck are you doing here?" And Broadway's "Helping you. What's it look like?" And she's "I do not want to get into it. Follow me. We're not doing this out here." So they bring it back into Matt's apartment. They take his mask off, but they don't know who he is, unlike Hiron, who knows exactly who he is. But they do find a clue. It's a scrap from what looks like Matt's day calendar. All it says on it is Tuesday the 27th. There's no month. I don't know what month this episode is supposed to take place in. I'm sure Remy will fill us in if we ask him. That's probably in his email that he's already sent to us. But while they're checking all that out, Broadway's like, oh, well, let's check his computer while we're at it. And then the guy, like, wakes up just in time to scream, like, don't! But it's too late by then, because apparently he booby-trapped Matt's computer.
So, here's the thing. I don't think he woke up.
He was just playing possum? Yeah, that would make sense, too.
Because it doesn't make sense for him to wake up and immediately figure out what's going on and then yell to warn.
Yeah, he heard Broadway say about the computer and was like, okay, now I need to, like, drop the act and be like, do not fucking do that.
Yeah.
But, so Broadway has, like, just enough time to grab Elisa and pal Joey, as we call him here, and dive out the window, like, just as the bomb's going off. So, goodbye, Matt's apartment. It's gone now.
It's okay. He moves into the apartment next door.
Oh no, his kindergarten
I do remember that's going to come up.
His kindergarten diploma's gone!
Oh no! You know, they can make... he probably has another copy of it someplace. It's important to him.
Yeah... He would have.
So they land on a roof. Broadway is like rolling. He almost falls to the street, but Elisa's able to like help haul him back up over the edge. But then when they look around, pal Joey is gone. Like he's out of there. So then there's a short conversation. Broadway asks, "What do they do next?" And Elisa says, "There is no we. I'm going to the place listed on this clue that I found. You're going home." But Broadway really wants to help. He follows her down a stairwell, and there's a shot of like most of his ass looking
him
exposed.
Dropping from the upper stairwell and cutting Elisa off, and he's like in this like squatting position when he lands, and you can see like most of his ass. There's a lot of every Broadway episode or Broadway scene, you are always going... There's like a 90% chance you're going to see his big blue ass.
It's because he has a big ass, so it naturally takes up a lot of the shot. Like any shot he's in.
The curse of being dummy thick.
Exactly. Yeah. Broadway, by the way, he's only wearing his loincloth underneath this trench coat he's got on, which... I don't know if the loincloth part fits in with this look. I kind of feel like if he already looks like a flasher with his bare legs beneath his coat, he should like just go with that.
So
and just be naked
what you're saying is you want to see fan art of Broadway in this getup, but you know, flashing like the viewer. He doesn't have his loincloth on underneath.
I mean, yes. Yes, I do.
I'm gonna shoot Spiffy a message.
Oh my god.
Not right now, but later. He'll listen to this episode. He'll get the gist.
I bet he will. So he wants to like go with her, and she says it's too dangerous for an amateur detective playing a movie fantasy. And he says, well, Matt was no amateur, and look where it got him. And that she needs his help. So, scene ends there. We shift over to Cleopatra's Needle, which we had seen last episode.
With the fantastic claw transitions making
Yes, we got our claw transition back. I wish they did this more often.
Yeah.
Because I love it every time. But it's this. Apparently, Matt was meeting someone at Cleopatra's Needle, which is that Egyptian obelisk thing that's outside the Met. Where previously Demona had left off it screaming last time we saw this place.
Yeah.
Then here's where we meet Martin Hacker.
Who is like probably my least favorite character in the show.
Whoa.
Really?
I do not like Hacker.
Why?
He's Bluestone but worse.
Oh.
But no, he's more interesting because he's a member. He's keeping secrets.
He's an asshole.
He is an asshole, but he's more interesting than Matt Bluestone, at least. But okay, how do we describe Martin Hacker?
Matt Bluestone as a character isn't interesting, so we need to give him a sub-character that's even more interesting than Matt for exposition purposes.
He's more interesting, but only slightly so.
Who the fuck's last name is Hacker? That's not his real name.
What? No.
He probably saw the movie Hackers and was like, oh, that's awesome. I want to do that.
Yeah.
With Angelina Jolie.
I didn't see that. I like Angelina Jolie, but I didn't see that.
She has massive lips.
She does.
Okay, So there's an info dump here, which I will summarize.
Please
so
do.
Elisa and Matt are talking.
Elisa and Matt?
Martin, rather. And Martin already knows who Elisa is, because apparently Matt Bluestone showed him a picture of Elisa, which that seems
what
weird.
The fuck, Matt? I didn't even think about how weird that was until you just said it.
Well, I guess it's like, I have a new partner. Here, this is what she looks like. Like, maybe that's how it was. Or maybe he was like, I have this hot new partner. Let me show you.
Matt kind of is like an annoying little brother to Lisa.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, but he does, like, give in a good word about her. Like saying that she was like the best partner he's ever had, which is kind of cute because it's
that's
like,
right. And then like Martin kind of gives him a dig at that. He's like, yeah, I guess that makes me the second best partner. He's
he's jealous. I like that Elisa is just constantly ignoring Matt and just like not even putting up with his bullshit, and Matt's like, oh man, she's so cool.
Oh my god.
She's
into that.
She's the
He's
best.
into being negged by her.
Her life.
But so we learned that Matt used to be in the FBI, and Martin Hacker, this guy, was his partner, and they had lots of gay sex while they worked together. We also learned that Matt was kicked out of the FBI because he was too obsessed with the Illuminati. And wouldn't fucking shut up about it. And it annoyed everyone who worked there.
Yeah.
So, like, he's on the same path he is now with the police department. But, like, he's already been down this road and he has not learned
how
his lesson
this hacker guy just makes it sound cooler than it actually is.
Yeah, like he tried to make it sound cool, but I read between the lines.
This conspiracy that they kicked him out. No, he just wouldn't shut the fuck up about the Illuminati. Like, he wouldn't focus on real police work. Just be like, hey guys, I found the Illuminati. They're in the Washington D.C. Capitol. Like, get the fuck out of here, Matt.
It makes me think like maybe he like botched a few of their jobs because he was like looking in the wrong places for this shit, and it just like messed up operations they were doing or something.
Matt just needs to retire and go to the motel beach art.
We do get some more details as to why he was fired in a later episode.
Okay, well, I guess we will have to.
Is that the episode where he teams up with Goliath?
This is the episode, where that
and he's in that sexy trap house.
Yes.
Okay, which I thought was going to be this episode because I forgot this episode even existed.
Yeah.
It's fine.
So the week before this current time, Matt had called Martin and told him he had a lead on the Illuminati. Like, a real lead. And it has to do with a letter he found. So this is where we start getting into like this film noir stuff, and there's like an extra mystery to this episode, which, as far as I know, will not ever matter after this episode, but like I might be wrong. I don't know.
Well,
but like
it matters in the first Spider-Man Gargoyles crossover.
Okay, in that fucking case, let's get into it. Okay,
I'm here for it.
I'm also here for it. I can't wait till we cover that shit. So this letter, it dates back to the 20s. It's from a gangster named Mace Malone, who had ties to the Illuminati, but who vanished in 1924. So the letter reads, DD, which stands for Door to Darkness, like in Kingdom Hearts.
Dirty dicks.
Our dirty dicks.
Go on.
Our little society has racked up quite a nest egg. Every day I see the Silver Falcon, I have to smile. Stay in touch, partner. So Lisa's all like, why do I care about this? And also, how did Matt find it? Who was DD? And what on earth was the Silver Falcon? There's so many questions already. And I don't know why it matters, but I guess it does. And now we're solving this mystery because it might be a clue to what happened to Matt.
Yeah.
So...
Or more than likely, if they keep following the clues, they're going to run into him somewhere.
So, I understand why they're doing it. I don't like it. I understand it, though. The only other clue they have is Mace's address, which is on the letter. So Lisa's like, okay, I guess I'm heading over there now. And Hacker offers to go with her, but she's like, I got this. She's a strong, independent New Yorker.
Literally everyone wants to partner up with Elisa this episode. She's just like, I don't need a partner.
She does not want a fucking partner.
Yeah.
Why do these men not understand this? you know?
It's probably why Matt likes her so much, because he doesn't want him there. Okay.
So we see Martin Hacker. He they use an oddly big amount of animation frames for this, but he very slowly nods and tips his hat and exits the scene. But he's going to be back. He's going to be back at least one more time in the show, and he's going to show up in the comics too.
Yeah.
So, okay, once she is alone, she's suddenly approached by 3 mobster boyfriends who all draw guns, and one of them is the guy from Matt's apartment,
right.
whose name I've already forgotten.
Cal Joey.
Calzone.
Calzone, yes. And he says, payback time. And we get a commercial break. As we come back, Elisa shouts, Broadway, now! And it turns out Broadway was clinging to the top of Cleopatra's Needle the whole time. So he jumps down.
The best of us have.
Yeah, we've all been there. He doesn't jump down screaming like Demona does, but he does the next best thing. He shows a good chunk of ass once again, because the trench coat, there's air resistance, it goes up, his ass goes down. You can fill in the blanks here.
He's tackling men as he's doing this.
Yes, he tackles 2 of the guys. Elisa draws her gun on Pal Joey as he's running away, and she's like, drop your gun! And he does so, but then he kind of smirks as he's doing it, I know something this broad doesn't. And meanwhile, Broadway is forcing the 2 guys who he picked up to kiss and make out with each other.
No, he picks them both up by the shirt color. What does he say?
I wrote it down if you don't remember.
It was such a bad pun.
He says, go ahead, boys.
Knock yourselves out. And then he lifts them up just out of camera view and presses their face together. And
so hard that they pass out from the passion.
It is, yes.
I was kind of turned.
I kind of was too.
Don't judge me.
Listen, I'm on the same page. It's we've established this before.
Okay, but when Broadway goes into Dom mode, though, it's really hot.
No, because it is.
I remember the other time, when he knocked out,
Dracon?
Member of the Pack.
Or Jackal?
Coyote? No, Jackal, yes. Oh, I can't remember people's name. But, he knocked him out with one punch. And we thought that was really hot, too.
Yeah.
Because he, dusted
Broadway
his hands off
knocking
all sexily
people
afterwards.
out is just really hot. He can punch me in the face whenever he wants.
Uh-huh, yeah. I mean, I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
As that's happening, a car suddenly swerves up, and Pal Joey jumps into it before Elisa can arrest him, and the car then goes straight to Broadway, who has to jump over it, and his wings burst out the back of his trench coat as he does so.
And then he starts shaking his fist at them, and he's like, New York drivers!
New York drivers! Which is, that's a beautiful line.
That's just random dogs barking.
Are there dogs barking in that scene?
It's me.
I don't know why, but I wrote it down in my notes that why are there dogs barking?
Because there's dogs here.
It's the trash dog!
It's the trash dog. He's back.
He's out there still somewhere watching the events go down.
Mm-hmm. It's the Wolf Pack. Members of Wolf's Pack.
Oh
They're
my
here.
god.
Ooh, excuse me.
It's fine.
Okay. So Elisa, she handcuffs the 2 guys who are left there, and she's like, this is bad. If the gangsters overheard my conversation with Hacker, they might be hitting Mace Malone's old office next. We gotta get there first. There's immediate scene transition, and we are now in Mace's old office building. Elisa's knocking on the door. A placard on it gives the occupant's name as G.F. Benton, which stands for either Girlfriend or Guardian Force Benton. And then an old man wearing a sun visor.
I sent that to the wrong chat.
Opens it.
It's one of those betting hats,
Yeah, I've only seen these in casinos.
Yes.
But I guess this is just everyday wear for this gentleman. And there's a very cute little moment where he's like, oh, come back tomorrow, young lady. Business hours are until she interrupts him, and she's like, I'm the police. Can I come in, please? there's so many info dumps in this episode.
Yeah.
But the show is really good about like explaining a lot very quickly through dialogue, but like there's a lot of it today. But so this very cute old man explains that he's staying in Mace Malone's old office because he's something of a Mace Malone buff, and he's like into that shit. And he's not even the only one. Apparently people come there all the time to like check out like the history of the place because they're into like New York gangsters. One of them is Matt, who he calls a red-headed whippersnapper who came by. And apparently while he was there, Matt saw a picture that, Benton has displayed, and he ran out of there lickety-split.
Oh.
So, it's a picture of Mace Malone, and, another sharp-looking fellow who, the old man can't identify. He has no idea who this person is. But who Elisa quickly realizes has the initials DD inscribed on his suit.
Oh my god, it's the dirty
DD,
dick.
Yes, the dirty dick from the letter, who obviously is Mace Malone's boyfriend at this point.
Yeah.
They're in pictures together, they told each other's partner. I mean, what more evidence do we need?
I don't know, I think mafia subculture is kind of gay if you think about it.
It's super gay.
I mean, it involves guys kissing each other, and there's like a blood oath you have to take. It's like,
All the anal sex.
Yeah.
It adds up after a while.
Yeah, like that one episode of The Sopranos where they're all sucking each other off.
Oh my god.
That doesn't happen, but I mean, they might as well have.
I'm pretty sure it did.
Sure it did.
Okay, but so Elisa is like, where was this picture taken? And he says it was from the Silver Falcon nightclub, which makes another bell go off. Aha, the Silver Falcon. But apparently this nightclub is torn down now, but it used to be
it was a gay bar.
This address. Yeah, it was a gay bar. So Elisa, she like bundles Mr. Benton up, and she's like, it's not safe to stay here tonight. But she gives him Captain Chavez's number, and she tells him to tell Captain Chavez like everything he just told her, which is crazy to me. Like, because one, this old man seems extremely senile at this point.
Like, there was such a long message she told him.
Yeah, but she did like 7 things to give her, and I'm just like, I already don't remember all that.
Quick, we're running out of running time for the episode. We have to rush the exposition as much as possible.
She's like, tell him there's 2 guys, like, handcuffed at this place in Central Park. Like, tell him I'm going to this address. Tell her to send backup. Like, there's, like, so much. I'm just like,
do it yourself.
Why are you trusting this old man to do this?
Oh, yeah, they don't have cell phones in the...
No, they don't. And I guess time is of the element. But I'm just like, it feels weird that, like, she, a police officer, like, inserted a civilian to tell her superior things like this.
I'm sure it won't have any negative repercussions.
No, yeah, I'm sure it won't. So anyway, Broadway, like, flies Elisa over to where the Silver Falcon nightclub used to be. And, this is the same place that Matt was investigating at the start of the episode, so we do know they're on the right track.
So why were there gears there if it was a nightclub?
Well, okay,
oh wait, no, you're right.
They said that they tore the nightclub down, and I guess they built like a factory over it or something.
Gotcha.
It's like a abandoned factory for goons to hang out and just like get weird light like transfictions installed in the building.
Okay, with the floodlights that Tony Drayton has now installed, they could reopen this place as
what
a
if
nightclub.
Maybe the floodlights were from the nightclub and they just left them there.
I don't know.
There's a lot.
That explanation, it sort of makes sense.
I want to know the lore around the floodlights.
We need more info about the Silver Falcon nightclub.
Yeah, we do. It's important. Like, it's so important right now. You can hear it in my voice how important it is.
Okay, here I'm just putting up a picture, and yeah, all these lights are different sizes. I guess it could be from a nightclub.
Sid posted this in our chat.
Okay, yeah.
I've been posting visual.
Like,
updates.
if they go off, like, in a pattern, I could see that being a thing. That would be cool.
Like, one could be, like, they could be, like, multicolor, like, rainbow lights under the right pretense.
I'm into that. I'm down. Silver Nightclub is a happening place.
Yeah.
But so the 2 of them go in. The place basically looks the same as it did last time, but they're able to make it to the trapdoor. and they hear what sounds like cutting torches, I guess. But they creep down, and here we see our old friend Glasses, aka Tony Drayton's boyfriend number 1.
I like how Glasses is his real name in this case.
I guess it's just his real name, or at least it's his mob name.
That's just what they call him. That's what he's casted as. Yeah. It's who he is.
Glasses. If he lost his glasses, he would have no name anymore. He would lose his entire identity.
What if he got contacts? Yeah, holy shit, that'd be terrible.
They call him contacts, or maybe lenses.
Oh,
lenses. Get over here.
Ooh, it's like an upgrade.
Yeah,
you like how how the pack gets upgraded? That's how he upgrades.
Just into contact lenses.
Yeah.
So he's got 2 goons. They're turning into the foundation of the building, I guess, with laser guns or laser cutters. And Broadway's like, hey, that guy kind of looks familiar. And then Elisa has to explain to him who he is, which is probably a bad sign of the villain of the episode. The audience needs to be reminded who they even are.
Yeah, we saw him in the previously on Gargoyles segment. Remember, Broadway?
I don't even remember Glasses being there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. No, he was on the stairs with Dracon and the other boyfriends.
Oh yeah, he was cupping Dracon's butt as Dracon nagged Elisa. It was sugar, honey, all that
sugar,
stuff.
honey, iced tea.
Iced tea. We also see Matt is here. He's bound and blindfolded in a chair. He's not gagged for some reason. If I were to capture Matt Bluestone, the first thing I would do is gag him.
We already know
they skipped that.
We already know from the next scene that these guys aren't above killing cops. So it's why don't they just kill Matt? Why do they have to tie him up in this hinky scenario and everything?
I don't know, but this is also one of the only examples of bondage in this show that does absolutely nothing for me. He's not even struggling sexily. He's just sitting there. He's the worst.
He's playing hide and seek. He's waiting for them to finish the countdown.
But
yeah, why do they keep Matt alive?
Oh.
The only reason I could come up with, and I don't actually think it's a good reason, but the only thing I can think of is that he is been the one who's found all this documentation that led them here. So they think that if there's anything goes wrong and they need to find more evidence, he's the one person who might be able to
right, because that's why they were ransacking his apartment. Because
okay.
they need to find that letter. And they don't know where the letter is. They don't know that Martin Hacker already has the letter.
Yeah.
Okay. So, right, because we find out shortly that Tony Drayton, has also given Glasses a mission to destroy this letter. So, okay. I guess it adds up.
Yeah.
But during all this very loud conversation that Elisa and Broadway are just having together, not even very far away from the criminals, I guess they're just overheard, and Glasses is all our overdue guests have finally arrived. And then he has a remote control.
A remote control for everything!
For everything, and this time it's for the plastic explosives. I guess they've just planted around the trapdoor that Elisa and Broadway are standing under, which then blows up, and they fucking die.
Wow.
Or they probably should die, but they don't. They're buried alive instead.
Oh, no.
Does Broadway manage to hold the ceiling up with his big sexy blue muscles?
Yeah, like Samson.
Yes. But it's taking a lot of effort, and they don't have a lot of air. And the only illumination in this scene now is coming from his eyes, which are glowing white, which I thought was a neat effect.
Yeah.
So Elisa's all can your claws dig us out? And he says, I don't think so. And then his eyes blink and dim.
They fade in and out.
They just go out, yeah.
And then the light comes back in, it shows that he's turned to stone.
So, why the fuck was he going on this mission right, when sunrise is 2 minutes away? I'm so disappointed in Broadway. Also, this show is the fastest sunrises of all time. Because it was night. We saw it was night when they got here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they've only been here for a minute.
I think it's only to get... Oh, go ahead.
What they really needed to do was just have a throwaway line about them having been stuck down there for like half an hour or so,
Mm-hmm.
and that would have explained everything.
Yeah.
But like the Gargoyles need to invest in wristwatches or something. Like, this is getting nonsense levels.
I mean, I feel like it was thrown in for like a really oh shit moment for the viewer, because that's how I felt, because I actually didn't see that coming at all. But it's like at the same time you think they would have pre-prepared, like Hiron pointed out.
Yep. But the Gargoyles, they're hot, they're sexy, not always too bright. That's just part of being a Gargoyle.
I love my big
part of that himbo lifestyle. Yeah.
They're great.
So up above, they're all just like, yeah, they're fucking dead. But like, Matt Bluestone starts like nedging Glasses, because nedging is his primary skill set in this situation, and he's just like making fun of him because, like I said before, one of Glasses' jobs is to find this letter that Mace Malone had left. Blah. So
what if Elisa had the letter? Then the letter would have been destroyed, and then Glasses.
Well, that's what Glasses thinks. Like, that's why he sort of did this. He's like, well, no one's gonna read the letter if she's like dead and like buried like 10 feet under. But Matt's like, well, what if she doesn't have it on her though? You idiots! Like, what if it turns up later, and then Tony is like, Glasses, you told me this was taken care of. Like, what is going to happen to you then? So Glasses is like, God damn it! So like, he and his boys, like, they have to go and unbury Elisa now. So before she just dragged out, she makes sure they like won't see Broadway's statue down there. Like, she like buries him like extra hard.
She knocks something out of the way, and a bunch of boulders fall down, and it's like they could have killed her super easily if you look at the placement where she is and where the boulders are all falling down and everything.
Yeah, this is a dangerous place to be in.
It is.
These derelict buildings.
Yeah, they didn't think it through.
But they drag her up. They take the letter, and like Glasses like rips it up, and then Tony Dracon shows up, like a boss.
The swag master himself.
He does swag into this scene.
He swags into
immediately
every
takes
scene.
charge. He tells Glasses like, hey, don't let them do all the work. Like, you grab a laser drill too and join in. Which is like, aw, like Glasses got to be in charge for like 5 seconds, but now he's not the boss anymore.
Yeah.
So okay. Another conversation happens. I think this is the last of like the really long conversations. But basically, like, Drayton and Elisa and Matt, like, they just sort of exchange barbs for a while, but we learn like more backstory. Which is that Mace and Drayton's grandfather stole a bunch of jewels back in the day that are worth millions, but that Mace absconded with the jewels and then disappeared. And also, his partner was Tony Drayton's grandfather, who was the DD person, Dominic Drayton. So that sort of fills in a few of the blanks. By the way, none of this has anything to do with the fucking Illuminati. Why did Matt think this had stuff to do with the Illuminati?
So the reason was because, as you read in the letter, he said our society and, like...
Wait, where was that? Hold on, I have to scroll back up.
You read it.
We live in a society.
Oh, wait. Oh my... I can't... Where is it in my notes? I know it's here.
I believe in you.
Oh, our little society has racked up quite a nest egg.
So he already thought that, what's his face, was connected to the Illuminati.
Dracon?
So when he found this letter... Not Dracon. Dracon's not connected.
Okay,
he thinks...
Matt thinks that Mace Malone is a member of the Illuminati. Because he already... There was, I guess, like, other evidence before this. So then when he sees a reference to society... He thinks it must refer to that. Okay. I just got that. I've watched this episode... Like, I have watched this episode... in the past.
Basically, this is
I just
all
don't
Matt's
like
fault
it.
for getting involved because he thought it was an Illuminati lead, and that he's the reason why everyone's in this situation.
Yeah, and Elisa like calls him out on that. She's like, "This has nothing to do with the Illuminati," and he's like, "Yeah, my bad. Sorry."
Oh my god! It's like, oh, at least I'm so quirky, you know? That's just good old Matt. And it's just like, Lisa's like, shut the fuck up.
Yes, but we also do learn that Mace Malone and Dominic were lovers and boyfriends in the 20s. So I think that's a beautiful love story that they have.
Absolutely.
So as this conversation is happening, the lasers finally break through into the vault that is down here, and they open it up. But it's empty. There's nothing there other than just a scrap of paper, which Tony picks up, and it reads, "Right idea, Ron Falcon. Better luck next time, partner. Love, Mace."
What the fuck, dude?
So
imagine being that big of a troll.
He does say "love Mace" though to his partner Dominic. So I'm just gonna leave that there.
See, there's some
Read into that as you will. These gay mobsters.
Oh, I'm so invested in the story of these gay mobsters. I'm like
so
crazy.
Tony Drayton, he flies into a rage. Like, he crumples the paper up. He throws it.
I love how dramatic it is.
It's so dramatic.
Like, there's an orchestral cue.
Yes. Like, the music... Okay, I did notice a few places the music in this episode is, like, very good. And they add in a few melodies that we don't ordinarily hear. So I did like that.
Yeah.
And this is, like, Elisa's moment. She gets to be a bit of a badass here. She's like, Tony, don't get mad. That would still get even. I know where Malone stashed your family jewels.
Yeah, in like 0.2 seconds, she's already solved the mystery.
Yeah, at least somehow. She's a smart cookie.
She's the smartest person in that room.
However, I would like to point out, this is where there's a random R&B reference.
Oh, yeah?
Okay, well, let me do the whole conversation. Okay. You can tell me where it is.
I need to know.
Because Tony says, Maza, don't play with me. And she says, it's not a game. It's a negotiation. You want those stones? You have to let Detective Bluestone and me go free. He says, okay, Maza, we have a deal. My word as a Dracon. And they shake hands.
So, it's actually before that, it's at Tony. So the reason the reason she says Tony to him in several separate episodes is because in 1994, when the show was airing, Tony was the name of a super popular R&B group that broke up the following year.
That's so great. I love that. I love the musical implements.
I love these topical references that no one will know ever again.
Beautiful.
That's great.
I like Elisa was definitely a fan of them.
Yeah. She does it in like multiple episodes. Okay. She says Tony.
I can see her being to R&B though.
Yeah. Oh god. Yeah. She's big into R&B.
But so they shake hands. A deal is struck, and then Drayton says, "After you, sugar." I just have to point out every time he says something like that because I love it every time. So they all get into this elevator that's going up. At this point, this is where I noticed like. The guys who were using the laser cutters, they were like wearing construction hats. I think I just thought that they were like contractors or something. But no, they go with everybody. Like Tony has added extra boyfriends to his entourage
he's
by
just
now.
He's just a polyamorous mobster pimp.
Weren't the guys in the laser and the hard hats just his usual boyfriends? Wearing hard hats?
Okay, well two of them were in Central Park and they got arrested. Then we have these two guys, and we have Glasses.
One of them has
he's
like
added
a
at least
mustache.
one or two boyfriends.
You're right.
Yeah,
because he used to only have 4. Now he has like 5 or 6.
Yeah, one of them has a mustache. I haven't seen one with a mustache yet.
Oh, nice. He probably does really good. Never mind.
He does. I know for a fact.
Mustache rides?
Yeah.
So, but before they're going to go to wherever they're going, because Elisa's being very cagey about this, she says they have to wait till nightfall, because it's not someplace you can go in broad daylight.
Broad daylight?
Broad
daylight!
God,
I see what she did there. Oh! That's an inside joke only she's gonna get.
So, that night, Broadway wakes up, he comes out of the hole. His trench coat is now, like, just completely in tatters on him. Looking hot as fuck, by the way. He picks up the paper that was left behind, and he, like, he uncrumples it. He tries to read it, and, like, it's so cute of him, like, sounding out the words.
He's trying.
Because he's been learning to read now. This is, like, the first time we're seeing him put these skills into practice. And it's just really cute. But, like, he also gets the clue about the right idea Ron Falcon thing. And he's like,
But okay, it's not just He very specifically goes over to the vault, which is very shiny, and looks at himself, and then he wipes the grime off his face, and then he's like,
That's what that's supposed to mean.
Yeah.
Like, I thought he was just checking himself out. Like, damn, I look good right now.
He gives this really big and cute, dopey smile too. I don't know why.
Yeah.
I want to pinch his cheeks and call him a good boy.
I don't know. He and Elisa are like mystery solvers today, though. Like, they're doing much better than I am.
This is kind of like a buddy episode. Buddy duo episode, like one of the, like, because you see like the buddy comedies of like cops and shows and whatnot. This is like that, but with Broadway and Elisa for this episode.
I agree. I think that's beautiful.
Broadway's a much better partner for Elisa than Matt Bluestone.
I wish that they could officially be partners. I think that would be adorable. So we go back. Now we're in a helicopter that's circling around the building that's next to Mace's old office building. It's Tony's helicopter. Elisa and Matt are in there. All his boys are there. Also, this is the part where Matt, like, is just finding out that his apartment got blown up. Like, I guess Elisa waited, like, an entire day to tell him this.
Yeah.
He was like, oh, man, all my stuff.
What a... That's all you're good for, Bluestone. Comic relief. Just keep it coming.
He's doing great. But Elisa and Drayton drop down to, like, this ledge.
They literally just hop off the helicopter onto the building.
They do. It feels extremely dangerous. But, like, a lot of stuff we're going to see towards the end of this episode is now I'm just like, this is not safe for you people to be doing.
Yeah, Elisa's kind of a badass.
But on this building, there is a stylized falcon that's like sticking out like into like the open air, basically, which we now realize this could be seen from Mace's window where he was staying at. So in the letter he was like, every time I look at the silver falcon I have to smile. It's because he could literally see it from where he was. So Elisa put this together because she's like extremely bright, and she saw the same view when she was here earlier. So she sort of like creeps along this
ledge.
She's like climbing. She's like crawling on all fours on this ledge.
I mean, technically it's a gargoyle.
Yeah, the silver falcon gargoyle. And she roots around like in its open mouth, and she takes out a satchel from it. This is like this sort of every scene on this thing like triggers my fear of heights. I don't even really have a fear of heights.
Lisa's just like she's been with the gargoyles long enough to where it's like she doesn't give a fuck at this point. Like she can handle heights now. And I guess so. Dragon's just like impressed by like her ability, her panache or something. I don't know. He's just simping for her this whole scene, and it's weird.
Yes, because he says, "Maza, you are beautiful."
It is. It's so weird. Like, I get it because she's awesome and she's like doing this.
Okay, but like every appearance they have together, though, I feel like he's like into her and like sort of wants to fuck her.
No,
like,
he
does.
The impression he definitely does.
But Elisa opens the bag up, and then she just, like, a really funny look on her face. But all she says is, "So are your stones, Tony." And then they have a stupid argument here about, like, whether Elisa will hand over the bag first, or, like, Tony will let them go first. And, like, it's pretty clear that Tony's definitely going to murder them both once he gets, like, what he wants. But he just says, "Look down, sugar. You see any other options here?" And she does look down, and she's like, like the street 20 stories below. But she also sees Broadway, who's just like in a window nearby, waving at her. And she's like, "As a matter of fact, I do." And she just fucking jumps off the building. She's out of there.
I like Glass's reaction. He's just like, that crazy dame just jumped off.
That wacko dame took a dive.
Oh my god. So they think she's just like dead now.
Yeah, Tony, like, he gets back in, he's like, go down there, because we need to, like, maybe we can scrape some of the jewels, like, off of her body is fucking splattered. So, like, the helicopter goes down, unaware that she's just chilling with Broadway, though, in this, like, this other ledge. And they have a cute moment where he's all like, oh, like, I figured out the clues. And she's like, I knew you would. And then... So she's like, I'm fine, like, but Matt is still in danger, so you need to, like, go and rescue him now. So he, like, flies off, and then Lisa just starts, like, scaling the fucking building. Like, she is... I don't know what...
She just doesn't care. She's a badass, dude. She doesn't care about
She's been eating her Wheaties this week. Like,
she has been
on it.
Yeah. Oh my god.
So Broadway, he brings a helicopter down. Like, he fucks up their hydraulics or something. And, like, so they're, like, everyone inside is freaking out because all they know is that, like, the helicopter is not working anymore. But Glasses managed to land it, like, barely in Central Park, but he's knocked out in the process.
I like how as soon as he lands, he's just like, oh! And just, like, face plants onto... Yeah.
Tony runs out, and then, like, Matt's just left with one guy.
Pal Joey,
yeah. Like, then, like, Matt takes out the guy, and then he says, that's from my apartment, jerk.
That's so stupid.
It's like,
such a stupid thing. Not for Elisa, who, according to them, just jumped off the roof and might have just fucking died. No, he cares more about... Oh my god.
See, I read it as him just being like, oh, there's no way Mazza would kill herself. She had a plan.
Yeah.
And just, like, trusting her.
Yeah, no.
That was how I read it.
You're right. But it's just, like, looking at it from that way is also kind of funny.
But this is the most badass thing he gets to do in the whole episode.
Oh yeah.
So Tony, he's running by himself now. He goes down a corner. He's in an alleyway, and now here is where Broadway. We see him like really actually. He does live out his movie fantasy.
Yeah.
This is like the same exact street from the movie he was watching before.
Yeah.
And there's the same fire escape, which like Broadway sends the ladder down. It hits Tony. Knocks him down. And then Broadway, like, lands, he just sort of, like, looms over him, eyes glowing, like, looking all big and muscly.
Yeah.
And he picks Tony up by his shirt front, and, like, I fucking love this part, because he just starts, like, flicking Tony in the face with one of his claws. And, like, each one, like, looks like it hurts like hell, too. And, like Broadway's just, like, in full, like, bully mode.
Oh, I love him.
While he's doing this, and like, it's good. He says,
it's good content.
It's really good. You made one mistake, Drayton. You messed with my partner. And when someone messes with your partner, you're supposed to do something about it. And like, it's hot because like it's Broadway being a bully, and also like Tony deserves it. Mm-hmm. So, like, it's sexy bully justice.
It's so good.
Being carried out.
It's very, very good.
And
then, okay, but can we talk about, like, as soon as he lets Dracon drop to the ground, and then he just, like, tears what's left of his trench coat off, so now he's...
For no reason!
No reason. I mean,
it's symbolic of something?
What's it symbolic of?
Well, he's shredding the rest of his fantasy.
Oh, he says case closed as he does
because he doesn't... Yes, okay, yeah. Okay. Well, first he lets Dracon go, and Dracon just fall. Like, he, like, faints, like, on the ground. Just does, like, Broadway just, like, domed him too hard.
Yeah, like,
and then Broadway, like, just case closed, and, like, rips off his trench coat, throws it in, like, a dumpster that's there.
Throws it. It's a bunch of scrap.
Yeah, like, all that's left is scraps by this point.
Okay, just, then we get, like, a 10-second long shot of him walking away, and we're, like, under his legs, pretty much. Yeah. We can see his ass as he's walking away for some reason. Like, there's just
it's empowering.
It is.
It's so good.
I can see, like between his thighs.
Like, I'm not a fan of this episode, but I fucking love this scene. Okay, and Sid just He just linked a screen cap. Yeah, we see a lot here.
Yeah.
And the view is from...
And it lasts
basically
quite
we're
a few
behind him
seconds.
and between his legs.
And then it's
my
like a few
God.
more seconds passes and he's like already down the alleyway more and I can still see it.
So good. He's so thick and big.
He is. It's a good...
Thank you, Broadway, for making this episode watchable.
Broadway is just delivering the content that keeps us going.
Yeah. So this is the point where, like, you'd think the episode would be over now, but it's not.
Yeah.
There's one last reveal to have.
So...
We see Elisa. I guess she's done scaling the building, because she's back up on the ledge where the Silver Falcon is. And suddenly, she's stopped by an old man who says, "You have indomitable spirit, Detective Maza. I always admire that in my opponents." And she says, "Hello, Dominic. I was wondering when you'd show again." And it's the old man from Mace's office, Girlfriend Benton, Guardian Fort, whatever his name is. He's actually Dominic.
Oh my god.
He's Tony's grandpa, sexy silver fox old man now. He's not senile anymore. That was a fucking act.
Oh my goodness.
And so we did our last info dump, where we just learned that, like, he's had Tony basically just running errands for him this whole time.
And
So
apparently he warned Tony, Glasses' guys, or Tony, who warned Glasses' guys, and that's why the explosives were set when they got there.
Right, when Elisa gave him all that info to pass on to Captain Chavez, he actually passed it on to Glasses instead.
Yeah.
Because he's like, thank you for just, like, giving me this opportunity.
Yeah, yes, that's why...
Elisa to fucking kill you.
That's why you don't entrust police work to a civilian.
And, yeah, because you never know, they might secretly be evil old mobsters. Like, you never know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
So all that happens, all that goes down, and then he asks for his jewels back. And she's like, how about I don't do that? And she just throws the satchel, like, back out onto the Falcon. And then we get, like, an extremely painful, for me, scene of an old man laboriously crawling out, like, into the open air on what looks like a smooth, slippery surface. And I'm just like... I was not a fan, like, of any of this. I'm just like, okay.
Yeah, it's...
Elisa also, like, follows him out there, and I don't know why. Because this, like, I guess it's to, like, keep him from dying, but I feel like he's very likely to try to murder her here.
Yeah,
but, like,
he was.
doesn't. I guess it's fine.
But, you know, it's fine, because when he gets to the edge and he opens the satchel...
What's it full of?
It's full of marbles, apparently.
Not jewels. Yeah, it's full of marbles.
And
there's one last note in it which says, "I feel sorry for you, Dee Dee. You still haven't learned crime doesn't pay. Your old partner, Mace." Which...
Like, he left 2 red herrings for this guy.
He has left multiple... Like, he devoted a lot of time just to fucking with his old partner here. Which does make me think, like, they must have been extremely close. Like, this is the last of the evidence I really have. But, like, can we just talk that Mace tells Dominic that crime doesn't pay? Mace, you're the one who fucking stole these jewels.
Yeah.
And you're stealing them again now from your partner.
He's just being an asshole about it.
So, like,
what he's doing.
Crime does pay for you because you have all the jewels. Like, what does that mean?
He's just...
Mace is a hypocrite, as we will learn.
He's being an asshole.
Wait, do we see... What? We see Mace again?
Well, yes, that's how this episode ties into the...
How do I not even remember that?
You'll find out eventually. I'm not going to spoil too much, but I'll just say this episode does actually have importance within the show itself.
Wait, is he going to be the old man in, like, the sexy trap building? Okay, I forgot that. Okay. Mace is a freak. What a weird person.
Yeah.
But, okay, so Dominic, he just, like, roars in, like, pain and rage, just, like, he's wasted, like, most of his life here on this shit, and Lisa just does, like, the sure, Grandma, let's get you to bed meme, and, like, brings him back, like, off the fucking ledge. So, yeah, we're pretty much at the end now. There's only one last scene.
Yeah.
We see Tony and all his boyfriends, like, all 6 of them by this point, and his grandfather, who is definitely known, like, steal one or two of them, like, while they're in the slammer. I feel like this is gonna be like a complicated, fucked up, like, family situation that's gonna be happening shortly.
They're gonna be arguing over who gets the best ass.
Yeah. And, Matt and Elisa are there, and Matt's like, you pulled it off. And Elisa says, we pulled it off.
It's like Matt.
I was like,
Matt didn't even
Matt didn't fucking do anything. But then we see she's looking up, and she's actually looking at Broadway, who is her real partner.
I love how happy he looks as a statue there.
He is happy. Okay, but also, like, Broadway is just, like, completely blocking what looks like someone's apartment window here.
Someone's gonna wake up and just see, like, fat gargoyle ass.
Just like, fat stone ass in their window. And, like, they get no sunlight. They're like, there's just someone put a gargoyle ass here, I guess, while I was asleep.
And next night it just disappears.
And, they'll be like, what a weird prank to do. Like, okay.
Oh my god. Okay.
But that is the Silver Falcon.
Alright. So I have some additional content to discuss.
I thought that you might.
So first of all, Broadway's trench coat and fedora, the look was inspired by Ben Grimm.
What? Oh, from the Fantastic Four?
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
So that's where that came from.
And they both look really hot wearing it too.
Yeah.
Like, oh my! You know what? They sort of tick a lot of the same boxes.
When I was a kid, and I watched the Fantastic Four live action movie. That scene where, like, he meets, like, the blind girl and she's, like, feeling up his body while he's wearing the trench coat.
Nice.
And she's just like, oh, it's so sad, but it's like you're feeling like this dude's, like, muscle rock body. Like, I don't know if it's that per se.
She's
sad.
like, it's sad that I can't, like, jump your bones, like, right here, and I have to wait, like, 5 minutes. Like, that's what she's sad about.
I want to do that with Broadway now. I just, like, feel up his body but through his trench coat and stuff. Just like,
I feel like he'd be into, like, body worship.
Oh my
god.
What I
mean? Yeah.
Yeah. I'm vibing with it. I'm here for it. I'm always here for body worship. I'll be honest. I have, I've discussed a multitude of my kinks on here, because I don't really give a shit what people think.
There's always room for more, though.
Yeah.
Always room for more kink.
Yeah, body worship is definitely up there for me because, like, I really like big guys and their bodies. So yeah. Yep.
Big guys with their big ears.
Oh, big ears. Yep. And you know what they say about guys with big ears?
They can hear a lot.
They can. Big dick. Big ass.
Big dick means they can pee a lot.
Big blue feet. It's fine.
Was there more?
Yes, I've got 4 things. So, number 2.
I love making it awkward in here.
You're so good at it.
So, Benton and Dominic being the same person happened fairly late in this episode's development. So, initially, Benton was just a CPA.
What does CPA mean?
Certified Public Accountant.
Okay, that's what CPA meant on his door.
Yeah.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Okay. So he was just an accountant, who happened to be a fan of Mace Malone.
So he'd, like, only have been in that one scene, and then, like, never go back to him.
Right, which is why, like, the ending kind of felt, as you mentioned, like it was ending.
It felt like it was tacked on. Yeah.
So initially, like, the way it was set up was that, Broadway was dealing with Tony, and Matt was dealing with pal Joey, which meant that Elisa would have to deal with Glasses, but they felt that Glasses wasn't a good enough antagonist for Elisa, so...
They needed to give her a bonus antagonist? That's awesome.
So,
okay, I love that they, like, think so highly of Elisa that they're like, no, we need a better bad guy for her.
So that's why he became Dominic, was specifically to give her...
Like, it does give her, like she is really badass in that last scene. Yeah. She's just like, hi, I already know who you are, I've already put all this together, and now I'm gonna fuck with you, because the jewels aren't even here.
Yeah.
Like, that was pretty intense. That's interesting.
So, number 3 is that, after the events of this episode, Dominic completely loses his sanity.
Okay,
wait,
great.
what?
At least,
Love it.
or supposedly, because that's what his lawyer said, and he pled insanity.
Is this just stuff like extra material that Greg has said?
Yeah, this is extra material. However, all of this does come up as relevance when he returned in Religious Studies 101, A Handful of Thorns.
Okay, and that's the radio play between Spider-Man and Gargoyles?
Right.
Okay,
so
I cannot wait
that
to listen
actually
to that.
is relevant. Does end up becoming relevant eventually.
That's awesome.
Meanwhile, the plot of Mace and the Illuminati will return
Yes.
halfway through the season.
I can't wait to get to it. I want more Illuminati episodes.
I'm so
They're
invested.
called the Illuminati.
They're called the Illuminati. I
mean,
care.
there's a good Illuminati episode.
I liked when the comics start. I really liked how he folds the Illuminati stuff into that.
Yeah.
Because that's all really good, and characters who we care about are now members of the Illuminati. So it's like, okay, there's stuff here.
Well, there's also the wedding
Vows,
episode.
yeah, which is coming up
Yes.
very quickly, and I
Yes.
cannot wait till we do that
That's
one.
a great one.
Because that's when we'll finally find out that the Illuminati actually does exist and Matt isn't a total insane person.
Yeah, so this episode just makes him seem like an idiot. Because apparently this has happened multiple times where he thinks something has to do with the Illuminati, and it doesn't. Although it's funny that he's giving all this info to Martin, who, as we will find out, is already in on it, so to speak.
God.
So
and Martin arranged his dismissal because he got too close.
Oh, see, I didn't even know that.
It. I love this X-Files shit. Yeah, Martin's a bad person, everybody. Mm-hmm. But he's a fun one. We love it.
Is there anything else?
Was there more?
That is all the random notes for the episode I have.
Okay.
I love these little factoids.
All right. So, getting into it, what would you guys rate this episode out of 5 loincloths?
Okay, I'll just start out by saying, generally, when I rewatch the show, I do usually skip this episode. Mm-hmm. I think the Broadway and Elisa stuff is really nice, and I like that they're continuing on that thread from Deadly Force. And I feel like that's sort of going to get dropped at some point and not really brought up anymore. But I really like it
mostly
here.
during the world tour, we just don't get to see.
Yeah, because they're just not together for so long. Mm-hmm. I liked that. I didn't really care for any of the gangster noir stuff. It's just I'm not really into that stuff generally in the first place. And the reason I watched this show is more for magic and having all mythic characters be in the same universe and stuff like that. It's noir stuff is fine. It's just that's not the reason I watched the show really. So it's just sort of bores me, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, I like crime drama, but I don't like noir, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
I mean, I like noir, and I don't like the noir episodes on this.
Yeah.
With one exception.
Yeah, I guess. Sorry.
I was gonna say that being the Sting episode,
where Elisa's in disguise and she's has a blonde wig on, that episode.
Yeah. Oh, is it? I think it's that one.
All I remember from that episode is that Drayton's in it and that Elisa wears a blonde wig. That's all these mobster episodes leave no impression on me whatsoever. I think there's another problem.
The Sting one is fantastic and I love it.
Okay, well I hope that we will have fun doing that one in the future.
Yeah. Anyways, what would you rate this out of 5?
I think I would
rate this.
I would probably give it 1.5 loincloths.
Hold on. I think I just glitched out. Oh, you said 1.5?
1.5 loincloths, I think, for me.
Yeah, because you might have heard me ask twice, and I didn't mean to do that.
Oh, no, I only heard you ask once.
Okay, cool. I'd probably give it 2 or 2.5, maybe 2 loincloths.
Yeah, I was planning on giving it either 2 or 2.5, and I'll probably also settle on 2.
Okay, so we're all in basic agreement. That's
I
wanting to fight people.
No,
I was hoping
no.
one of you would like it a lot more than I did, and I'd really get into blows with you. No, it's fine.
It's
if you
not
like
a good
episode.
episode. Like the Broadway and Elisa content is really good, and that is the episode Saving Grace.
Yeah.
But it cannot save the rest of this episode.
At least it wasn't like the fucking the what the fucking Brooklyn simping after Maggie episode. I hated that one.
Yeah, what did we rate that one?
I rated that one a 0 loincloth.
Did you?
Yeah, I did. I
remember
hate that episode with like.
Okay, but it does introduce like Savarius and like
And it introduces like a couple side characters I really like, but I don't
like it's a bad episode.
I don't
but
like
it leads
Derek,
to better things.
and
No, yeah.
I didn't really care for just any of that. And not to mention it hasn't been addressed in like what 5 or 6 episodes now since then.
It'll be.
I
do remember. I think I liked that episode better than this one. At least I remember that episode just more than I can
It was
say
like
about the Silver
I
Falcon.
mean, I feel like that episode would have been better if Fang and Claw actually got to do anything in it.
Yeah, like make out with each other.
no, like they're walled off for a reason.
Like Mace Malone and Dominic Dracon used to back
They
in the
have
day.
to
in
share,
their Silver
like,
Falcon Day nightclub.
Fane and Claw have to share a limited space together, and they're walled off from Maggie so that they can fuck ravenously. We've already talked about this, but that's really like that's so minimal because it's like I don't know. Just that episode pisses me off. Derek pisses me off. Maggie pisses me off. Brooklyn pisses me off. I just don't like what it focuses on.
Yeah, like unlike that episode, this episode at least focuses on characters we like.
Like I can say I like
Yeah.
this episode better than that one personally. But yeah, that's like I think that was my lowest rating. This one's like it's two loincloths. Okay, so now we get into our next segment. What is the horniest animators moment?
Well, I know what I'm gonna say.
There's a few options that we've discussed in our recap.
So, I'll give mine first.
Okay, please do.
So mine is the moment that stood out by and far for me is the moment where he drops down while wearing the trench coat and just
looking
his
like a
ass
flasher.
Yeah,
yeah, and like you see his ass as the thing, the coat left.
yeah. When
the
he drops off
coattails,
the stairwell,
Yeah.
you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
that.
about. That was like my first like real inclination of I should be grabbing every frame of this, shouldn't I?
Yeah, that's a good scene if you're into like basic stuff.
I think I think trenchcoat clad Broadway really is just the prime horny highlight of this episode, but it's really just choosing which scene was your preference. There's that scene.
I mean, he is the only hot character in this episode, unfortunately.
Yeah, it's
like
true.
there really isn't anyone else.
Yeah, I mean, unless you're bi and you're into Elisa, kind of, but
Oh yeah, Elisa's still looking too.
Yeah, but
She actually has a couple moments, like when Dominic like first opened the door to his office, there was like a close up on her face that I thought she was like, oh, she's like really pretty looking there.
yeah, like I can say Elisa is attractive like conventionally, but it's more so like I see her as more of a role model for me personally, rather than like a someone I could simp over. I mean,
She's
you can
inspiration.
have both, but like I don't know. I think because I lean towards guys more.
You also tend to simp for people who are really bad role models. So,
Yeah.
So I'm glad that Elisa is there to be a positive role model for you, to make up for like Wolf and whoever else you're simping for this week.
It's fine. That's true. Listen, okay, but yeah, I like the moment where he knocks out those two guys in the park, is what I was gonna say, where he makes them, like, kiss so hard that they just, like, they go unconscious, and then they handcuff them together like they're holding hands. It's like, okay, there is some kink play there. And Broadway's
Like all that scene
one-liner.
needs is like a suction noise of like their lips pressing together.
like the one Smagma posted with like the one of Lexington and Goliath kissing, and he just like
my
played
God.
like loud vacuum noises on his Twitter.
Yeah, exactly.
That was a good one.
I'm amazed that
I'm
neither
gonna
of
do
you
that.
have said my hottest.
No, because we're
animated
waiting.
moment.
We're saving the best for last. I know it's coming. You're.
Well, I mean,
I have my suspicions as to what's coming in.
Heron said
It's-
his. I said mine. It's your turn now.
It's Broadway indulging his bully
Yeah!
by just like
Yeah.
Yeah.
just hardcore bullying Dracon. It's like so hard that he just like faints.
Yeah.
And then ripping all of his clothes off.
And then walking out
like half naked,
half naked
out of the alley.
out of the alley. No, yeah, I have to say, as much as Hiron and I both like ours, I do agree that is probably the most powerful stance of horny.
It was really good.
So,
and
yeah.
I liked it.
I would have to agree on that. That was probably the horniest moment. And then
Beautiful.
last segment before we get into emails is gayest character. So Dracon
what are
probably.
our options?
We
think Dracon?
we picked Dracon last time in Deadly Force because it was polyamorous.
Did we?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, we did.
What did he do that was Dave? I'm just having a bunch of boyfriends, I guess.
That was literally it.
There wasn't much else gay going on in that episode.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we just settled.
I actually have Dominic Dracon, the other Dracon,
Yeah.
and Mace Malone, because I feel like the story of a love that's been twisted over the decades into hatred. I think like that's very tragic and very like interesting and sort of like enthralling.
No, I
I was
agree.
gonna vote for Mace just because that love Mace in that one letter. Like,
Yeah.
that was where my head was.
I'm just like, like do straight like mobster partners like finish their letters with love Mace?
Yeah.
Maybe they do. Maybe that was the tradition of the times.
Well, like I said, mob culture is kind of like homoerotic as it is, so
Yeah,
it's
just like the Spartans
just
and
big
like all
guys.
warrior cultures really throughout history.
just big guys like embezzling money and like kissing each other on the cheeks and stuff.
yeah,
It's
and on
really
the buttholes.
Yeah. yeah, absolutely. Man,
Okay, well, I know we have at least one email.
We do, yeah.
Let's see.
You know, I was gonna send an anonymous email asking for Kroop's opinion on why Matt Bleedstone is the best character.
Yeah! You should have done that! You should have done that!
Well, now you can't, like, it's too late now because you've sort of given the game away.
It's too late. It's too late to apologize. We'll have
You
to
just want to
do
see
it.
me blither and blather on the air. Okay, I see how it is.
Matt Bluestone is actually the most important part of Gargoyles because he's like a self-insert for the viewers, and that just shows that he's better than Elisa and Goliath and everyone else, even Wolf.
He is I feel like he's a self-insert for Greg Weisman.
Yeah, no, absolutely. That's just the general vibe I get with Matt. Anyways, let's get to that email.
Tony. Go ahead.
Okay.
Who wants to read the email?
I have it open on my phone already, so I can just rip off the Band-Aid and get it over with. It's
Go
from
for it. Connect
it is
four.
it is from Remy, and this is what it says. It says, "Hello, Loincloth Hour crew. Man, what an episode last one was. Definitely one of your most fun ones, especially with all three of you together. All the comments, all the jokes and laughs and funny moments, all the details, just way too much to pinpoint specific things. But I will, at least a couple anyway." Damona
Perfect.
knowing about Puck thanks to Xanatos during the 70s. It's because Time Dancer has Brooklyn and a couple other setup things, so Damona and Xanatos meet and later eventually start the process of the Wyvern Castle to New York to revive Goliath's clan. Speaking of which, The Mirror takes place during September 27th and 28th of 1995, and Xanatos was born in 1955. So...
Xanatos does not strike me as a 40-year-old. I always have 40.
Damn! Ooh, he's a salty...
I mean-
Although, I guess I could see it, actually, now that I'm
He's like
thinking
a
about it.
salty rich boy playboy model daddy. Ooh.
He's just been trying to like youth himself up for like ever. So
Yeah, we'll get into that in a
He
later
must
episode.
get like
Kidnaps
full
Hudson and
body
everything.
massages to
He
make
probably
sure...
has so much Botox in
make
his
sure-
system.
Oh, wow. Okay, so... And to let the emailer To let emailer Vin know, Weissman did confirm that now that she turns into a human during the day, Demona does sleep, but only very few hours during the daytime, which Weissman says it sure as hell doesn't help with her sanity or lack thereof. Yeah, Demona's already pretty much bent out of proportion mentally, so not being able to sleep...
You made it worse.
Yeah.
So she just takes, like, cat naps.
I mean, that's what I'd do.
That's hot.
That's what I do now. You've seen me just spontaneously fall asleep without even trying to, so...
Yeah, and I get very jealous.
Yeah, if only it were that easy for everyone, huh? But now we move on to the Silver Falcon, and I'll admit, lame-ass, useless Blandstone aside, I had to correct myself from blue to bland. I actually rather like this episode. I enjoyed how Broadway was the only gargoyle present, and how it focused on the detective angle, with Elisa doing it since it's part of her job and she's especially invested because the missing person is her partner, but also Broadway wanting to play amateur sleuth in a noir detective style. Plus, it's just nice to see Elisa showing that she's indeed damn good at her job. I feel like we don't get to see that often enough. I also like the two twists at the end, even if the reveal of Dominic was very obvious.
It wasn't okay, I don't think it was obvious. Did you think
I don't know, because I didn't put a lot of thought into the old man character, and then...
I don't feel like it was obvious, considering that, like, they completely tacked on that reveal. It wasn't even supposed to be there in the first place. Like, they didn't set it up that much.
Like, the only thing they set up was when they looked at the picture, and he says... He doesn't recognize that hot guy in it.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, okay.
I mean, looking at it, it is kind of obvious because they're going to the guy's apartment and they find the guy there, but it's not the guy. It's a guy.
Right, like he is like a likely suspect just because he's so closely connected to the maze
and not
stuff.
to mention, like, looking at the old picture, it looks just like the old guy, except just like much younger because of the mustache and everything. He still kept the mustache.
Yeah. I guess I didn't catch that when I first watched this.
I definitely did not see that reveal coming on my first watch.
Probably because they're dumping like so much in like every dialogue, and that scene especially. I remember she was looking at the picture, but like also like he was talking, like she was asking questions, like there were other things being revealed at the same time. Like it sort of like overwhelmed me. I was like, oh my God, like enough.
There was too much exposition, man.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but it was Broadway... Oh, he continues. But it was Broadway who was my favorite part of the episode. He's just so good in this one, how he's hooked on noir detective stories, and how this, combined with his inherent desire to protect, makes him want to go to the lengths he goes to here to want to help Elisa, with his initial offer for it back in her apartment, and his enthusiasm about it afterwards being absolutely freaking adorable. Which it was. Plus, I liked how it showed his character development as he starts with some mistakes, but quickly settles comfortably into the role as Elisa's backup, and then later even figures out where to go all on his own, showing us his progress in learning to read, but still being a lovable dork with his happiness at having deciphered the clue, and then acting out the scene from that movie as he caught Dracon. I love this guy. Yeah, Broadway's just... we love Broadway.
He was fantastic. We loved him. We stan a king.
Alright, and Broadway in this episode makes me like him more with the reveal Wiseman made. He stated that at some point in the future, the Manhattan clan had by then saved so many lives, caught so many crooks, and even apparently saved the whole city from some sort of threat, that some members of the clan actually got recruited by and officially became part of the NYPD. Wiseman has not revealed exactly when this happens, but if it's in the not-so-distant future, then I feel like Broadway would absolutely be the first in line for that. See, I could picture Broadway being like an independent detective, but I don't know about them like being... I mean...
I would rather see him as a detective than a cop. Like, I could see him becoming a cop. Like, at least in this show, because the police aren't quite the way they might be in reality in this show, and like... Like, I could definitely see him joining up and, like, you know, serving with Elisa and everyone and, like, having a good time there. I probably wouldn't want to see him depicted as the cop if there was a continuation of this show. I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's like, I kind of give Elisa a pass because she cares more about, morality. I mean, she cares about justice, but she cares more about morality and who you are inside.
I can see her being a great, like, community outreach officer and like,
yeah.
stuff like that.
Oh yeah, same. That's why I kind of don't get all oh she's a cop about her, because in reality I really do not like the police force and everything. But yeah, no, I mean I guess I can kind of see it.
This was also made in the 90s, which is a different era.
Oh yeah, definitely. Like buddy cop movies were becoming a huge thing. Okay. After that paragraph, Remy gets into the timeline. Now, before I end my usual long...
I did not know this one.
Usual long email, it's timeline time, and man, this episode is needlessly long. On October 2nd, Elisa orders Halloween costumes by mail for the trio. On October 19th, Blandstone begins his Mace Malone investigation. And on the 25th, he gets captured by Dracon. Elisa gets the costumes on the 26th. Broadway goes to Elisa's to pick them up on the 27th and then goes to help her while wearing his Halloween costume. So now Elisa has to buy him a new one on such short notice by the end of this. So that's where he gets the trench coat.
Okay.
Wait, but isn't there a Halloween episode where like Elisa dresses as Belle and
everything?
Right,
that's next episode.
That's next. Okay.
No, but at the beginning,
he explains that.
At the beginning of this episode, we were wondering where he got the trench coat from, and you guys were like, maybe it's Elisa's, and now we know that it was a Halloween costume Elisa got for him. And
so now she has to do him another one.
Yeah, that's the unfortunate truth here. But hey, he put it to good use.
Looking hot.
So, yeah, and they...
That's so cute that she knows him so well to, like, know that
she's a good mom.
A Humphrey Bogart outfit will fit him and everything.
Yeah.
The whole thing finally ends on the morning of the 29th, and that'll be all. Eye of the Beholder's next, and it should be another fun one. Let's see if I can keep my email for that one short. You guys take care.
You know, he's about as good as keeping his email short as we are at keeping our recordings short.
I feel like this wasn't that long of a recording.
No. I tried to keep this one under 2 hours.
How long has it been?
Hour 50 minutes.
Oh, okay.
50,
yeah.
not 15.
50. We've been here a while.
This is actually much shorter than our usual ones, though. I do agree.
Yeah.
Because we do recap the whole episode scene by scene, plus all our segments at the end. I think it's like the recap that takes up the most time in our episodes.
Oh yeah,
without
it's
question.
The majority.
Yeah, because there's so much to just like take in.
There's so much. There's so many little details. So many hot butt shots.
And yeah, we may not get all of the details, but I mean, that's why we have an open community and everything. And we're very lucky that we get someone like Remy who's so passionate about the show that he's willing to send us all these very heartfelt emails to us explaining everything.
Speaking of the community, I just remember now, I also put out in the Loincloth Hour's Twitter account, I allowed people to also reply to that, to a tweet I'd made that we would read out today.
Did anyone reply?
I see 2 replies. Okay, the first one is from GT Wolf, and he says, "This was honestly a great Broadway-centric episode, not as emotionally impactful as Deadly Force, but it stands out as none of the other Gargoyles are involved in it at all. It really helped flesh him out as a character of his own, and not just part of the trio." And yes, I fully agree with that. I think seeing him act alone let us really see like who he is as a person, I guess.
Yep. That tweet is from at Big Bad GT Wolf on Twitter. He's been a mutual of mine for quite a few years now. All around chill dude, and he's very passionate about Gargoyles. So thank you very much.
Thank you, GT. And then we have another one from Wizdra, at Wizdra_Wizdraws, who actually asks a question. They want to know, who is your absolute favorite character in Gargoyles?
Oh, we just got another 20-minute extended runtime for this episode.
First of all, how dare you expect me to pick one, or even like a small number? We're gonna be here. No, I'm not even gonna answer. Okay. You know what? I like a lot of them.
Hey Sid, who's your favorite character?
Yeah, who is it?
Okay. I mean,
Who's it gonna be?
okay.
I wonder.
Hear me out. I don't think, as much as Wolf is like, quote, my favorite, unquote, I don't think he's my personal who I see as the most important character to me personally in Garg. I mean, he is, but he isn't. If I had to
he's your dick's favorite character.
He is, like, I'm very, very, very attracted to him, but that doesn't mean I think he's the most fleshed out character, I guess.
But he does have a lot of flesh.
Oh god.
And it's usually out.
My constant simping for Wolf aside, my personal opinion, the best character in the show is Hudson. I've stated that he's like my key favorite out of the main characters before. I like God, on a better day where I were more prepared for this question, I would have a more fledged out answer on why he's my favorite. But I just like him because I just like very wise, dadly like characters, I think. I think the fact that, he's claims he's past his prime, but is also open to have to learn to adapt to this new world, as well as like try to find a sense of peace after having been strong for so long. I think that just really resonates with myself personally. I like that he's someone who wants to learn how to read. He decides to learn how to read, and he has to work past his own stubbornness because of his years of experience and everything in order to find better ways to like treat himself. I just think he's an all-around great character, and in my opinion, he's probably who I see as like the best written character in the show. I mean, everyone is great in the show, and choosing a favorite is like, it's so hard because when you like a show so much and the impact it's had on you, it's like choosing like a favorite like child, and that makes it impossible. So realistically, I would say, like all the characters are great, let alone the annoying side characters.
Especially Maddie.
No, come on. I was just about to say,
and the Maidens.
Get the fucking annoying side characters out of there. They're just there to make the other characters look better, and we all know it. Let's not beat around the bush. But yeah. Wolf is my favorite villain, Hudson is my favorite hero, and I guess that's my best answer.
Okay.
How about you, Hiran?
Well, I'm also caught between two, but I can't really separate them by hero-villain. So it's either gotta be Owen or Demona.
Oh my god.
Both
Like,
very
Owen doesn't
good
have a bad
choices.
scene in the entire show. No other character is so consistently good as Owen.
That's because he's like designed to be the perfect assistant, is he not?
Yes, he
Yes,
is.
yes.
And he is.
He's great. And then Demona's just like so fascinating watching someone self-destruct so thoroughly over the course of the series.
Oh god, yeah.
Like, she's such a fascinating character study on so many levels.
Oh yeah.
And she's just so great in every scene she's in.
It's
So, like, how do I choose?
They're
Like,
all amazing. I know we're talking about villains. I'd also just bring up Xanatos as
Yeah.
another. The show has so many good villains. Like, I feel like
I'm trying to narrow the field down. Like, I could have just gone down on like so many characters. Like, there's one-off characters I'm like a huge fan of in this freaking show.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, like I just said, they're all great. Like everybody in the Gargoyle pack, the villains, Elisa. Yeah, it's just there's so many good choices.
Okay, so my most obscure choice for favorite though is probably Claw.
Okay,
Oh.
I love Claw.
Yeah, that's great. Claw is great.
Disproportionately to the rest of the fandom, but like I love Claw.
Yes,
so
yes,
big.
he's so underrated. I know it's talked about a lot, but the mutates are underrated.
Well, it's mostly because their leader is not great.
No.
The other two are wonderful, though.
Yeah, they're the only ones we really.
And then Maggie's also technically a member of the Mutates.
Oh,
so
what?
that's not
you know what? We know what we meant. I absent those two from my
When we
mind.
say we like the Mutates, we mean just Fang and Claw.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, though, Wizdra, for this excellent question, which I'm still refusing to answer, and I never will.
You threw out Xanatos at least.
I mean, Lexington is probably my biggest. God damn it, you tricked
Yeah,
me.
there we go. That makes sense because I know how much you love Lexington.
I love all of them equally. Lexington's my favorite.
Yes. I love it. Okay, so now we know for each one of us, and I'm glad that we got a actual like question that made us like super, like we got to talk about it,
Got all gushy about
We
the show.
did.
And how much we liked it.
I know. Even the not so great episodes, we still get a lot of notes on because we just love the show.
And because of our wonderful fans. So thank you. Thank you, everyone who ever sends us anything at all.
Absolutely.
We love to receive mails and other such feedback. Thanks, everyone who retweets our stupid shit posts on Twitter.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Listen,
everyone.
Sometimes, and I've said this, I said this just last night, but I was literally just like, I have the maturity level of a squirrel. I was just giggling to myself in my fucking...
Shoot.
I heard, like, the startup noise.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It was so beautiful.
The random research group keeps trying to call me every week.
Oh.
Research into, like, hot men and what makes
You
them tick.
need to research the hot men for them. That's
No,
what they...
he's the hot man.
Oh. Oh! Yes.
This number.
By the way, if you would like to join our little Loincloth Hour community, we have a Discord group which does get regular activity. Like, I see people posting in there every day. It's not just us, it's also just people who like the show and who like Gargoyles, which we regularly link to it in our Twitter, which you should also be following, by the way, which is at Loincloth Hour. And yeah, please join in. We have movie nights. Usually, like, if we're not recording that week for this show, we're probably having a stupid movie night like, over the weekend at some point where we watch like the most fucked up movies that we can find generally.
Yeah.
Or, like just like weird arty stuff.
Yeah, not like
and we
fucked
have a
up
great
as in
time.
like, scary, but fucked up
Although
as
some
in...
of them have been fucked up though.
I think the most fucked up one we've watched has been like freaking Siegfried and Roy.
Okay, that movie is perfect.
That movie!
The most
That
fucked up
movie is a
one.
jewel. But we recently watched Phantom of the Paradise,
That
which
one-
everyone
yeah,
fucking loved.
that's a great
we all
movie.
love that movie now.
Oh man.
It was incredible.
There's not like a single like scene I could call my favorite because there was just so much. But yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. We have our movie nights for cooldown periods for the Loincloth Hour, and they're great.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But yeah, I think that's just about it for today.
Mhm.
I think we've said enough.
I think we've had our cake and eaten it too.
That sounds good right now.
I don't really like cake.
I want cake now.
Yeah. It's okay. You don't need to have cake.
I like-
But me
I
and
like,
you are gonna have cake.
If I had to have any cake, it would be ice cream cake.
Ice cream cake is good. Yeah,
I like
I
ice
agree.
cream.
Okay, we just stopped talking about food now.
I like
If you
ice
want to
cream.
follow me, I am Spankacorn on Twitter. I'm Manicorn on Patreon. I'm Croup on Fur Affinity. I'm Manicorn on Archive of Our Own. I'm Manicorn on mailspank.net. I think that's it. Please do follow me. I always am posting weird gay spanking fantasy stories and other such things. I commission often. I do weird shit posts. I post man service. Oh, that's another thing I do. I have run the man service YouTube account, which is always posting clips of like buff men
It's
having
a good
their pants
channel.
pulled down and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Which you should be following because it's high, and I just reached 1,000 followers on it.
I'm
So
so
sort
proud
of a
of
personal
you.
milestone for me.
It's probably from personal experience as a friend of the creator and as a fan of the channel. It is the greatest gift modern day YouTube has given us.
And I try to provide it for free to all of you.
Yes, yes. Until
So-
the DMA removes the video, and then you have to re-upload it.
Or until YouTube just like looks at me and is like, "Hey, this is a weird porn account. Let's get rid of the whole thing," and I will be very sad. So
Well,
please enjoy it while
you
it
don't
lasts, because
even
we never
post-
know when it could be taken away.
You don't even. It's not. It's technically not even porn though. So
I know, like nothing I post is porn. Like it's all like clips from TV shows.
like
and,
if anything,
anime
it's
and
like
stuff like
kind of
that.
softcore stuff in mainstream media.
Yes,
Can you hear
but
my
like
wind chimes?
you never know what like queer-phobic person will be at the desk that day with the magic like destroy this account button. So just you always have to be aware that the good things can leave us.
You should save all the stuff you upload into a folder.
Yes.
I mean, the big issue is how long it takes to upload all of it.
Yeah, I just need an external.
Yeah,
hard
but
drive
you
just to
can't
put all that on there.
upload it without the files. So
They make 2 terabyte flash drives now.
Yeah, I should pick me up one of those.
yeah, those are. I'm in need of one of those. I've actually been on Red for a long time, and like my computer and my phone, mostly my phone.
Yeah. Same.
But yeah, did you have anything else you wanted to add?
That was everything. I have nothing else.
Okay. I'm Sid Scripts on Twitter. You can read me. You can follow me there if you want to see me retweet random stuff I'm into, be it porn or weird art. I do a lot of tangents on there as well. Usually hyperfixations I have at the time. Like
And they're beautiful.
if I'm like obsessed with like a piece of music, I'll like make like a 5-tweet thread about it. If I see some stupid bullshit on my feed, I'll quote tweet it and be like, "What the fuck is this?"
So, just being on Twitter, just doing those things that everyone does.
Yeah. If you want to see that shit, follow me right now. If you like YTP, like YouTube poop, or just like stupid edits, follow me on YouTube at Reginald Bumpkins. If you like that kind of stuff. And that's really all I feel like plugging. I guess my fur affinity is Alistair Alderman, but don't go there because there's some naughty naughties there that I've conjured into this
Oh.
world.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, so unless you really want to see that stuff, follow me there. And that's all I have to say.
Excellent. Well, there's only one of us left now.
Okay, well, you can find me at Pangolin_Huron on Twitter, and once3333, that's 4 threes, on Archive of Our Own, Fur Affinity, and I think that's all the places I exist.
I believe so. Although you do exist here in the physical world as well.
That's debatable.
I'm so happy about that. I'm glad you exist.
You're not like that weird like Thanatos hologram that was inside like Cold Stone's microchip or whatever,
God.
and was dressed like a clown and was like, "Hello."
I love
Goliath.
that.
I am indulging in my tentacle porn fetish.
Would
with
you
you
care
and
to
Goliath's
join me?
What the fuck is happening?
Would you care to join me, Goliath, in ravenous revelries?
Oh my god. Wait, so what episode is next?
We discussed
It's the
it.
Halloween
It's the
one?
Halloween one.
Okay, because
Eye of the
I
Beholder.
don't have a lot to say about that one too. Okay, awesome. I'm looking forward to
Is that the one where like is that like the Beauty and the Beast ending one?
Yeah.
Yeah!
It's the one with we got lots of Fox content.
Yay! I love Fox. She's
Star
another
Fox.
role model, not a very good one, but she's unfortunately one of them. I look up to badass
Okay.
women.
Yeah, they're good. We like them.
Mm-hmm.
How do we close out this show?
We
What
just
do we do?
we just did. We gave outros for ourselves, and we told people where they could follow us. That's it.
Okay.
We're done now.
So we're done now. I'm
good
stopping
night.
recording.
Good night, sweet star child.